Filler episodes. They obnoxiously depart from the overall story arc and serve no contributions to a narrative. Every time we finish one of these episodes, we feel so bored that we just want to vent out to ourselves and wonder why on earth someone would spend hours of a time creating this crap. But contrary to popular belief, an episode that departs from an overarching plot could actually be a remarkable episode, even ending up as being one of the standouts of a cartoon series. There are a couple of traits to these episodes that can make them stand out, and today we're going to explore what can make a non-plot driven episode great. Writing a non-plot driven episode is actually a lot harder than we think, because the audience starts off not caring about the characters at all, since there isn't some sort of overarching plot, lore, or unknown backstory that captivates them straight away. Therefore, the writer has to captivate the audience using much more subtle methods. One of these methods is to create a sense of communion amongst a group of characters. It's a feeling where you get when you feel immersed within all the characters, as if you're one of them. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling that puts a smile on your face. Surprisingly, that feeling is particularly strong when the story of a given episode is a break apart from the main story arc, usually Christmas episodes or holiday specials. And this is all due to the fact that you relate to these characters, because you understand them emotionally from past events in other episodes. Whether it's just two characters alone in a starry night, or a group of characters hanging out, we see a manifest of characters with different personalities, goals, challenges, and struggles. And eventually, we will look at our own selves as well, and see that we are as complex and as flawed as these characters, making us feel immersed and emotionally connected with them. An episode that breaks away from the main plot and focuses on highlighting this sense of immersion could actually do a lot more to engage us as the audience, as it's a much more permanent and powerful way of making sure that we return to continue to watch that series. The opposite of a favorite plot-driven, intense, and narrative-heavy episodes are usually the other group that portrays the lives of the characters at their default, what normal life is like for them. Judging from what I said, you guys are probably thinking that I'm talking about filler episodes, but wait, aren't filler episodes like boring? Well, a less plot-driven episode does not have to be lame and mundane, because the characters involved in these episodes are still the same characters who were involved in plot-heavy episodes and massive conflicts. They can still grow and develop without embarking on some huge, death-defying mission where the fate of a world is in someone's hands. And by character growth, I'm talking about making the character deeper and more complex by showing their capacity to improve themselves as a person, whether it is their relationships, their wisdom, or their self-awareness. And there isn't, and shouldn't be, a rule where moments like these could only appear in plot-driven episodes. For example, two characters could learn about each other in a fierce fight with an antagonist, but they could also do the same thing just by casually having a haircut on a cloud. Capturing these minor yet compelling moments makes the character a lot more relatable, because we as the audience rarely grow and mature as people by hopping on a dragon's back or fight demons or space invaders, but we grow and learn via more subtle and humble ways, such as observing people on the train to work. Hey, I'm not the only guy who does that, right? Alright, so another reason why a great cartoon episode does not have to be plot driven is because a deviation from the overarching plot could create an opportunity for the development of setting and immersion. In order to remotely captivate an audience, a world has to be created, one that seems like it extends beyond the screen, not like a 6th grade school play. An episode or two that deviates from the plot and explores the setting could actually be a great one as well, because surprisingly enough, setting-based episodes could be used to develop the character depth. If you think about it, different places evoke different responses from us in real life. A certain school corridor can make us remember the happy feeling of school ending for the day. A certain smell or atmosphere in a diner or cafe could make us remember the times we spent there with someone. Setting can be used to establish a place the character feels at home. A place where they feel the coziest and the warmest, and most importantly, a place where the people they care about surround them. In Gravity Falls, it would be the Mystery Shack. In Steven Universe, it could be Beach City. The benefit of this is to create a sense of contrast. When the character is far away from home, facing a challenge, away from their friends and their close ones, we can feel the character's yearning for home, which makes the decision to fight onwards, if applicable, more powerful and more compelling. As you can see, a great cartoon episode does not have to be plot-driven, as long as it places the characters at the forefront. In some aspects, non-plot-driven episodes are sometimes even better than plot-driven ones, given that they're written well, of course. These episodes have a subtle sense of comfort to them, because it shows us as the audience that we do not need to embark on a life-defying, nail-biting quest, adventure, or journey to become better people. They show us that it's okay that life is mundane for us sometimes, and more importantly, it shows us that we could grow and improve ourselves and become better people from our rather humble surroundings, and that there isn't a barrier for us to try.